What's going on, guys? It's Greg from East Coast Eyes here today with Lax.com to tell you about the new Nike Alpha U. So the Nike Alpha U is Nike's newest head. It's specifically designed for the defensive player. It's an X-Spec head, so it's legal for all levels of play, and it retails at $100. The Nike Alpha U weighs 5.1 ounces, which is a little on the heavy side, but is what you expect from a heavy, durable, thick defensive head. The Nike Alpha U also comes in black, white, blue, Carolina, gray, navy, orange, red, and Volt. So aesthetically, the Nike Alpha U definitely looks a little different than a lot of heads out there. It has kind of the look of a Nike Lakota through the cutout, but the most noticeable change is the addition of this big, thick sidewall brace right in the middle. So it looks like they essentially took the Lakota design, you can kind of see on the back here, and just filled it right in the middle, and put a big old Nike swoosh right on that flat part right there. So as far as stiffness and durability, a big thick sidewall brace like that is definitely going to keep the sidewall from collapsing and crunching in on itself, and it's going to give you that added stiffness, but it certainly does have a unique look to it. They've also brought back the asymmetrical swoosh mark up on the top scoop like they had on the Nike Vapor. The head also features some cutaways on the inside here. You can see some cutaways on the inside of the sidewall here and on the inside of the brace, just to reduce some weight but keep stiffness. This seems to be the standard that most companies are moving towards. And with all Nike heads, there's a lot of pattern and textured details going all around the head with combinations of matte and gloss finishes, which give it a really high-end feel. The Alpha U features a thick, beefed up throat area, really thick through here with not too many holes and cutaways, really thick side braces down at the bottom, and a double screw hole for added stability. As far as face shape, the Alpha U resembles very closely the STX Hammer. It's very wide at the bottom with that X-Spec 3-inch pinch, very gradual all the way through the mid, flare out to a very wide top, ideal for a defensive head for catching those long passes and also scooping and snagging up ground balls. The Nike Alpha U was very easy to string, actually surprisingly easy due to the width of the head and the slightly fewer sidewall holes than many heads, but and its wide face shape. But I was able to get a great pocket, throw in some neon yellow 15mm East Coast mesh with a pretty basic setup, 9-diamond top string, and just a straight up deep defined mid pocket to let ground balls fall in quickly for defenders, and a great looking channel, a lot of hold and a little bit of whip for long clearing passes. So pocket turned out great in this Nike Alpha U. The tapered bottom rail really helped with the stringing, and the sidewall holes are impressive as well. The only thing I didn't like about the stringing was the top sidewall holes are rather large, but it wasn't really a problem. So it has plenty of sidewall holes down the side, 4 up top that are plenty big to do a double triangle top string if I wanted, and also great spacing on the bottom string holes to make sure that my bottom string is able to pull the mesh tight and doesn't let it bag. The Alpha U seems stiff enough. It's definitely less rigid than the Maverick Tank, which I consider to be the most rigid defensive head, and then it probably goes down to the Triumph and the Revo 3 and the Hammer down below the Tank. So this is probably on the lower end of stiffness for defensive heads. You can see I can pull it in pretty easily with just my hand, which is not the case with many other defensive heads. So this may be better suited for maybe an LSM or a D-Midi or someone who doesn't throw a ton of poke checks, because I could see this compressing over time. You can see it does compress pretty easily. So durability may be a question, will require further testing, but right off the bat it does seem like it is a little more flexible than other defensive heads. Ground balls are pretty easy. The scoop is definitely shallowed out from the Nike Lakota U just to make it a little easier. It's a little wider and a little flatter, make it easier to pick up those ground balls. So overall, my favorite thing about this head is definitely the look. It's different. I didn't think I liked it at first, but once I got it completely strung up and started looking at taking some pictures of it and showing it off on Snapchat and Instagram, it really is a good looking head all strung up and done. And there's a little bit of something different getting that solid bar in there. The thing I liked least was the stiffness. I think a defensive head to really hold up over time needs to be a lot more rigid and stiff than this head is, especially to hold up the big slap checks. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to check out the Nike Alpha U at Lax.com. Big shout out to them for sending over the head. Make sure to like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.